Welcome back everyone, and in this video, we're going to go over the top 10 best performing stocks of 2020. All 10 of these companies are coming from the S&P 500, and these are some larger cap brands that are highly profitable that have seen tremendous growth throughout this calendar year and are growing at over 80, 90, 100% in 2020. So we all know this year has been very different. We have a new president-elect, we're going through a global pandemic, we've seen a ton of stimulus, and the economy has been destroyed. But yet, the S&P is still up more than 15% on the year-to-date chart. Back in the month of March, we witnessed the fastest ever decline in stock market history, where only in a matter of weeks, the S&P declined more than 35%. But from that low point back in the month of March, we have seen nothing but green. The overall market has climbed back, and we're now sitting at all-time highs, even with all the craziness going on in the world. So in today's video, we're going to go over the top 10 best performers of the S&P 500. These are larger cap names that have absolutely destroyed the overall market and the index and are performing extremely well. And what we're going to do is take a look at this year's performance, but also take a look at what analysts are expecting for that same company in 2021 and beyond. And one thing I want to make very clear is that I'm sure there's hundreds of other companies that have actually performed much better than the top 10 we're going to go over today. But these are brands that are already part of the S&P 500. These are large cap companies that meet all the criteria to be part of the index. So they have a market cap at least $8.2 billion. And one important criteria is that they have been profitable for at least the past 4 consecutive quarters. For a lot of younger companies who have accelerated their growth in 2020, they aren't yet profitable, and that does not make them eligible to join the index just yet. So we're just taking a look at S&P 500 companies and the best performers in 2020. But one thing I want to point out as well is that none of the FANG stocks actually made it into the top 10. So Facebook, Apple, Amazon, Netflix, and Google, none of those made the top 10, and actually only 2 of the FANG stocks made it into the top 20. Apple came in as the 13th best performer, growing 86% in 2020, and Amazon came in at number 18 of the top 20, growing 78% year to date. So none of the FANG stocks actually made the top 10 of the best performing stocks in the S&P this year. Of course, they've all seen tremendous growth and have all performed very well, but it's funny to see that these FANG stocks are really known for driving the market, and none of them have made it into the top 10 best performers. So now I'm going to ask you to please hit that like button and subscribe. I am the Gen Z investor, and I talk about the stock market every single day, going over different stocks you can buy and sell, and discussing any stock market major news or headlines. So please hit that like button, subscribe for daily videos, and now we're going to jump into stock number 10 of the best performing companies in the S&P in 2020, which is IDEX Laboratories. Ticker IDXX currently trades around $496 per share, but has grown more than 89% in 2020. The company has absolutely exploded and now has a market cap at over $42 billion and currently trades with a forward PE of around 82. And if we take a look at what this company actually does, they operate within the healthcare sector. They provide different healthcare equipment and services to the livestock, poultry, dairy, and water testing markets worldwide. So somewhat of a unique company. They manufacture and distribute different products and services for animals, dairy, and water testing markets. That's somewhat unique, and that's not really what people associate with when they think of the healthcare sector. Usually your mind automatically goes to human healthcare and different drugs for individuals, not really thinking about the veterinary, livestock, or poultry markets that are also available to dominate throughout this world. And you can see because of their performance, they are doing a great job. Next year, we're expecting close to 11% growth and followed by around 17% growth per year over the next 5 years. And the company is currently rated as a strong buy, coming in with a 1.9 rating from Yahoo Finance. So a very interesting company, growing 89% year to date in 2020, making it the 10th best performer of the S&P 500. And the next company we're going to take a look at now is Cadence Design Systems. Ticker CDNS currently trades for $134 per share and has grown 93% in 2020, making it the 9th best performer of the S&P 500. The company currently trades with a market cap at over $37 billion and a forward PE just below 50. This is a tech-based company within the information technology sector. Their industry is application software, and they have been in operation since 1988. So for a tech company, they've been around for a long period of time. The company provides different software and hardware services all across the world. And in the future, we're expecting 15% plus per year growth over the next 5 years from analyst projections. And the company currently sits at a 2.2, which represents a buy rating from Yahoo Finance. So this was the 9th best performer, and because we're going over 10 different companies, we're just going to jump right in to the next one on the list, which is ticker NOW, ServiceNow. This company has grown just over 93.3% in 2020, making it the 8th best performer of the S&P. They currently trade at $546 per share and have a market cap at over $106 billion. Another information tech company operating within the cloud space that has absolutely exploded this year during the work from home environment. And one thing I do want to make very clear is although these companies currently trade at very high share price numbers, if you do not want to buy in for one full share, almost every brokerage on the market now offers fractional shares. So you can invest into a company like ServiceNow or any of the brands we're going to go into for as little as $1. Whatever you feel comfortable buying into, if you do some research and like one of these brands, don't worry, you do not actually need to buy this full $547 all at once. You can invest into any stock on the market from most brokerages for as little as one individual dollar. And if we take a look at some future projections for ServiceNow, next year we're expecting 22% growth, and the annual projections for the next 5 years are showing close to 27% per year growth for this business. And they are currently ranked as a 1.8, which is representative as a strong buy on Yahoo Finance. So another company in the tech space operating within the cloud sector that has absolutely exploded this year, the 8th best performer of the S&P that is projected to continue to grow at a very fast rate for many years down the road. Transitioning into the next company we're going to go over today, we have Advanced Micro Devices. Ticker AMD currently trades at over $91 per share, and this company has grown 97% in 2020. They operate within one of the fastest growing sectors of the market and now currently have a market cap at over $109 billion. I made a video last week on my channel going over the sector that is expected to explode in 2021. And various groups of analysts believe that semiconductors are going to be the sector that will absolutely outpace every other sector of the market and be the best performing industry in 2021 and beyond. There's a ton of potential for these semiconductors to expand and grow, and that's what we're expecting from companies like AMD and many others. So AMD, of course, is a tech brand within that fast-growing semiconductor industry, and there's actually another semiconductor company within the top 5 best performers we're going to go over later on in this video. Next year, we're expecting AMD to grow at over 48%, and over the next 5 years, we can expect over 38% annual growth from this company from analyst projections. So very strong and bold predictions for a company like AMD for the next 5 years in the future. They currently have a buy rating coming in at a 2.3, and this was the 7th best performer in the S&P this year. And now because we have so many companies to continue to go over, we're going to move right in to number 6, which was ticker ALB. This company currently trades $151 per share and is the first triple-digit gainer in 2020, growing by 100.19% on the year-to-date chart. They have a market cap at only $15.5 billion and do pay out a dividend yielding just over 1% at this current level. If we take a look, this is a very interesting company. They operate within the material sector and are actually a specialty chemical brand. So usually you don't hear about materials too much. That overall sector of the market only makes up a few percent of the S&P and is really not a majority leader whatsoever in the overall market. But this small chemical company actually outpaced both Amazon, Apple, Google, and all the major tech firms in 2020. And they produce chemicals that are used within consumer electronics and even electric vehicles. So they have a ton of room for high performance vehicles and different consumer growth rates over the next few years down the road. So an interesting brand. I don't know too much about this corporation, but definitely a company I'm going to take a look into because they were actually the best performing material company in 2020. And down the road, analysts have this company as actually as a hold, currently coming in at 2.9. And over the next few years down the road, we're expecting 15% per year growth over the next 5 years for analyst projections. So ticker ALB was the 6th best performance in the S&P 500 this year. the first company to grow by over 100%. And of course, they operate within the chemical sector, very interesting part of the market that actually provides components for consumer electronics and electric vehicles. Now we're going to jump right in to finally we made it to the top 5. Coming in as the 5th best performer, we have ticker LB, which is L Brands. This company currently trades for around $37 per share and is up more than 107% on the year-to-date chart. And this is the smallest company we're going to go over today with a market cap at only $10.45 billion. They currently trade with a forward PE of 16. And if you're unaware what L Brands actually does, they're the owner of Victoria's Secret and Bath & Body Works. They also own other various smaller retailers as well, but their two main brands where they own close to 3,000 stores across the United States are Victoria's Secret and Bath & Body Works. And both of these companies are expected to have a great holiday season in the fourth quarter 2020, and we can expect a great quarter and quarterly earnings report from L Brands when they next report. And if we take a look, of course, they are in consumer discretionary and they're in the apparel retail. And that's very interesting to point out as well. Throughout 2020, the entire market has been shut down, physical retail has been dying out, and malls have been shut down all across the nation. But yet, a company that's in the apparel retail space that operates within malls, Victoria's Secret, Bath & Body Works are mainly physical in-person shopping centers. This company has still maintained tremendous growth, reaching new heights and up over 107% year to date. And if we take a look down the road, we're expecting 17.5% growth next year, with around 9% per year growth for the next 5 years in the future. And the company is currently rated, I'm going to call it as a hold, coming in with a 2.7 rating from Yahoo Finance overall group of analysts. So L Brands was the 5th best performer in 2020, and now we're going to jump right into number 4, which was PayPal. Ticker PYPL, currently up 113% year to date. The company has a market cap at $270 billion, and this is one of the leaders in the financial tech sector. I have been very bullish on PayPal for years. I have made numerous videos on this channel just looking into PayPal itself and discussing some future expected growth rates for this business. I like how they're expanding. I like their different subsidiaries that they own. And I think overall PayPal has such a nice business model. It is so well trusted. It operates across the world. I think this is a brand that is here to stay for a long period of time. And for PayPal, they bring in a ton of net income that is growing year over year with extremely high profit margins. And they're doing a great job of expanding their services and are now going to be one of the leaders in the cryptocurrency space. Starting in 2021, they're going to be one of the few major retailers and actual financial institutions that will allow you to use Bitcoin. You can buy, hold, and sell it in your own PayPal wallet, and then actually use that Bitcoin that you own to make purchases at over 20 million digital retailers in 2021. So that's absolutely a huge new addition to PayPal ecosystem that I really think is going to help drive up the popularity of their systems. And next year, we're expecting close to 19% growth from PayPal, around 23% per year growth over the next 5 years in the future. And the company is currently rated as a strong buy, coming in as a 1.9. Now, if we take a look at number 3, we have NVIDIA, ticker NVDA. Year to date, the company has grown 120%. And this is another company within the semiconductor space. We've already taken a look at ticker AMD, which came in at number 6. And now we have NVIDIA, the 3rd best performer in the S&P. And that growth is not expected to slow down whatsoever. They have a market cap at $320 billion, currently trade at a forward PE of 53. And they do pay out a slight dividend of only 0.12%. So really, that dividend is so minimal, it's really like it's not even there. And if we take a look at some future expected growth from NVIDIA, next year we're expecting 20% annual growth, followed by 22% growth per year over the next 5 years down the road. The company is currently rated as a buy, and the current share price of $515 per share is well below the 12-month price target for this business, which sits around $592. So significant upside to get back to where analysts expect it to be over the next year. So NVIDIA was the 3rd best performer of the S&P in 2020, and now finally we made to top 2, and the 2nd best performer this year has been Etsy. The e-commerce world has absolutely exploded in 2020 with in-person retail shut down. Online and e-commerce platforms have seen a surge in demand. And Etsy, operating a unique marketplace of more custom, personalized goods, has exploded this year as well. So Etsy, ticker ETSY or Etsy, currently trades for around $180 per share and has grown close to 300% in 2020. Their growth rate has been exponential, it's been incredible, and now they have a market cap at $22 billion. They trade with a forward PE at 69 and have seen incredible growth over the past few months. So one thing with Etsy is, of course, they operate their e-commerce platform that has been growing at an insane rate, and it does serve a unique market. In my personal perspective on this business is that I am very bullish, and I don't see any other e-commerce platforms coming in and tailoring towards the market that Etsy already serves. So for a company like Amazon, they come in and they try to replace traditional retailers on the online world. But Etsy is somewhat different. It's more unique and personalized goods, and I don't really see any other type of e-commerce platform really getting into that space and dominating in the way Etsy is already doing. And overall, for the future, analysts are still very bullish as well. Over the next 5 years, we're expecting 57% growth each and every year in the future. The company is rated as a strong buy, and you can see a lot of future expectations for Etsy to accelerate for many years down the road. And I think this holiday season will be very beneficial for the business. With physical retail being shut down and Etsy being the market leader in the e-commerce space for more personalized goods, I think their platform is going to have a very strong fourth quarter of 2020, and we may see this company continue to expand for many years down the road. And one other bonus with Etsy is that it allows a lot of small businesses to grow at insane rates. People who are more creative, they provide more unique, personalized objects and services, have a store on Etsy, and it allows them to get some organic reach on their products that they may not get on other platforms like an Amazon or an eBay. So a company I think is going to continue to grow, and I expect to see Etsy slowing down anytime soon. And finally, the best performing stock of 2020 from the S&P 500 is Tesla. The company is up close to 700% this year, which is absolutely incredible to even imagine. And the company now trades at a market cap at $630 billion. So with Tesla, they just joined the S&P 500 in the middle of December 2020. So they were not included in the index for the first 11 and a half months of this year. So there is a ton of controversy to whether or not this stock is considered the best performer of the S&P 500, because in reality, they've only been a member of the index for about a week and a half. So they really haven't contributed much of their total return to the S&P whatsoever. But because they are now a member, I'm going to include them in today's video. It may be a little bit of controversy with this pick, but it's okay. The number one best performer in the S&P 500 in 2020 has been Tesla. If you don't believe they're eligible for this list, just take Etsy as the best performer. But Tesla, no one can deny their performance has been spectacular, continuing to reach new heights with a market cap at $630 billion and growing close to 700%. It's some performance we've actually never ever seen on the market before. And some people believe Tesla will be the most valuable company in the world over the next 3-year time span, surpassing the likes of Amazon, Apple, and Microsoft. So we will see what's going to happen with Tesla down the road. Some best performing company by far. You can see they're close to 700%. When coming in at number 2 was Etsy with only 300% growth. So they absolutely killed the overall market in 2020, and we will see how they perform for many years down the road. So those were the top 10 companies who outperformed the S&P 500 in 2020. These were the market leaders, and if we take a look at this list of the top 10 companies, you can see the best performing S&P stocks of 2020 are the companies we just went through today. Number 1 was Tesla, Etsy, Nvidia, PayPal, L Brands, and then the bottom 5 were the companies we also discussed. And like I mentioned, none of the FANG stocks like we saw made the top 10, but Apple came in at number 13 and Amazon came in at number 18 of the top 20 best performers. So overall, this has been a very interesting video. I was unaware of a few of these companies going into today's video. I wasn't really sure of who exactly made the top 10, but of course we have some popular names like Tesla, PayPal, and Etsy, and some smaller companies like the chemical brand, L Brands, and a couple other smaller retailers that made this list as well. So thank you for going through this long video with me. We went through the top 10 companies of the S&P in 2020. These companies have performed extremely well, and we will look forward to see how they perform in 2021 down the road. So thank you for watching. I am the Gen Z Investor, and see you in tomorrow's video.